Next, we are going to be watching The Failure of the Rainfurrest by Internet Historian. Make sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment to the doodly-doo. I stream 3 days a week on Twitch. Come on over, drop a follow, and I would love to have you over there. Until then, let's enjoy this video.
Where are we?
We're Rainfurrest.
Where are we?
We're Rainfurrest.
Yep.
In September 2015, a group of furries came together with a brilliant idea. Rainfurrest,
Okay.
a convention for and by furries. This is their story.
I'm just bringing in all the dirty laundry here, so you guys are lucky to have.
So I'm confused. I'm pretty sure there is a lot of those type. Like, what makes this any different? It's a furry convention by and for furries. Does that not describe thousands upon hundreds of thousands of furry conventions held yearly, daily? I don't know. I'm not a furry or go to conventions specifically, I guess even. I don't know. I'm just an outside observer, and I thought there was a lot more furry conventions. Was this the first furry convention somehow? Okay, well, this is already starting to intrigue me. I mean, can you imagine that this is they would just call it FurryCon, right? What kind of leap of logic would lead you from like, oh man, okay, I have an idea. We'll make a furry convention. But what do you call a convention? A con, if you will, for furries. Furrest. Like a forest. It's forest. When I think about conventions, all I think about is forests. Honestly, think about Comic-Con. It's just a forest, but instead of trees, you have art booths full of paper. So there's still trees, just disassembled. It's just like going into a Lego store. Sure, there's just a bunch of loose bricks, but technically, it's just disassembled Lego sets. So when you enter a artist alley, it's just a forest with disassembled trees with some pretty pictures on them. Okay, I think I figured it out. Okay, we got there.
Probably going to ask you to not post that video, mister.
Rainforest is the reverse of DashCon. Where DashCon was a disaster caused by its organizers,
Oh.
Rainforest was a disaster caused by its attendees.
Oh no.
I am absolutely sure there is no truth to the rumor that Rainfurrest is under an evil curse. I am with that.
Oh no, you could hear his soul going. There's like, no, honestly, cursed behavior. Honestly, I have freaking Robin Hood behind me, freaking from the a cursed version of Robin Hood. Honestly, not the best fursuit I've ever seen. Like, if you look at the way that the muzzling is done, I don't know. How do you even make that? I have no idea. That one just looks like you killed an antelope and put it, or a bear. Honestly, it looks like somewhere between an antelope and a wolf. Antewolf. It's an antewolf that they just murdered and then they mounted the head on their own head. What was I talking about? I don't know. But like, I don't know. So, the variety of furfits. Going to New Word, there is a furfit. It's a furfit. It's not your fursuit. It's a furfit. Actually, why aren't they called furfits? I have a beef with you, furry community. Why aren't they called furfits? I want a Google Doc made to explaining yourself. Why are they fursuits? There should be furfits. I'm now angry at the furry community for not thinking about that. I'm not even a part of this, and I figured that out. Come on, furfits. Everyone say furfits. We agree with furfits. Okay.
To officially declare Rainfurrest 2015 open.
2015.
It all started with a talent contest. That
Cool.
went okay.
Cat girl. Ooh, fanboy cat. Good for them. Good for them, whomever they are. Okay.
But as the night went on, some started to get absolutely...
I went from, oh, cat girl. Wait, nope, that's not a girl. Oh, wait. Confused? Oh, no. That was a trip. That was a, my brain did not know how to pronounce words anymore. I feel like I've lost my stability in the human language. Have we lost the trend? The way of moving? Have we eaten all of the soup? These are all the questions that I will be thinking of as I scream into the void tonight, staring at my ceiling, just to keep my neighbors awake, because I am in a constant beef with my neighbors because they decide that they want to like frickin' drag chairs above my streaming space after they promised they wouldn't. And then they want to like frickin' bang on the counter up there because so I scream all night so that they have to deal with that, and I make it sound really sussy. It sounds like I am getting destroyed every single night. It hurts my throat, but you know it's worth it, because revenge. What were we talking about?
Trash.
Ah, what? Oh, okay. Ooh, an eagle. My brain took too long to reset. Huh. Good for them.
A few hours later, the destruction had begun. Somebody had deliberately loosened the bolt on one of these toilets, so that when the next person flushed, water
Why?
flooded everywhere, 2.5 inches deep. An emergency plumber was quickly on the scene, but the damage was already done. Water had leaked through the floor and onto the basement servers below. Meanwhile, staff and security are threatening to throw out some of the guests. They had disabled the fire alarm so they could hotbox their room.
Oh my.
Obviously, there are reasons not to do that. Down at the hot tub, someone took all of these towels and threw them into the spa, but not before rolling up towels and stuffing them directly into the pump, causing thousands of dollars in damage.
Why? 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 I don't understand people that do stuff like this. I am honestly, utterly, and completely unsure of how you get to this mindset. Like, I don't know. I don't like being a bother for other people. Ignore my statement about screaming at my neighbors all night sexually. Well, just ignore that statement. In general, I don't like to be a bother to others. I don't want to cause them the smallest inconvenience. So the fact that people are willing to go out of their way to cause massive property damage at a place that has invited them in and is supposed to be fun confuses the heck out of me. Like, not only, like, let's before we even get to like the damage to the property here, other people might have wanted to enjoy the hot tub. So by getting rid of all the towels and damaging the hot tub, you've made that impossible for others to enjoy. Even if they didn't plug out the pumps, throwing all the towels in there means that anyone coming there doesn't have a towel. So that makes everything a lot more awkward for them. That's just a jerk move. Why would you do that? I do not understand the mind process, the thought process. Just be nice to people. It's not hard. Unless they're being really annoying, then you can scream at them like you're getting railed by 20 women at the same time. Then you can be mean to, then you can do that. What? I think that sentence didn't make any sense. If they're being annoying, then you can just scream like you're having the best night ever because 40 women are trying to impregnate you. God, that was just me. I just pretend to be that on TV. Forever virgin. Girls, take my virginity, please. Bye. Free me from this curse of virginity. Oh. About what I expected. Yeah.
And they stepped it up a notch from DashCon, from going number 1 in the ball pit to going number 2 in the swimming pool.
Oh no. Oh my
Back at the
gosh.
bathroom, there were rumors that someone had drilled a glory hole into one of the stalls, although this wasn't confirmed. But what was confirmed?
I feel like that's the easiest thing to confirm. Just check the stalls. Did no one check the stalls? There's like, well, there might be a glory hole in there, but I'm not brave enough to look for it. Because I think, is there a rule that if you see a glory hole, you have to put your thing through it? Is that the rule? I've never been in that situation, so I can't say. Is that the rule? If you see it, do you have to use it? And then you just don't know what's going to happen with it, so like you have to be really brave, I guess. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I guess they couldn't have... You know what? I take it back. It's the hardest thing in the world, or hardest thing in the world to be able to try and check, because if you did, then you have to use it, and if you don't want to use it, then you can't check for it. Darn it. They got to tell me these rules ahead of time. Do they put a poster outside the door that tells you the rules of the glory hole before you enter the glory hole bin box? I guess it's still stall, but does it change from stall to something else once there's the glory hole installed? Installed. That's why they call it a stall, because it's where you install the glory holes. It's all making sense now.
Was a haul of over 2,000 nitrous oxide canisters, just laying around in rooms and hallways.
Why?
But that was just the start of the drug problem.
Oh, drugs. Got it.
First, a couple of guys overindulge in mushrooms and need an ambulance. Then a staff member gets arrested for sexual assault. Then someone else is arrested.
Wait. A staff member. Do they mean a staff member of the convention or a staff member of the hotel? It's horrible either way. But number two I wouldn't blame that on the convention. I would say that's the problem with the hotel. It just depends what they mean. Like, he implied that it was a staff member of the convention by showing a furry, but the ambiguity in his sentence did make me question it a tad. So, I don't know. I need more information, dear.
For regular assault.
Oh,
A few
okay.
others drank too much and needed a second ambulance. And on the other side of the car park, 2 more people are being arrested, one for drug possession and the other for dealing.
Drugs was the major problem.
Meanwhile, you have these guys roaming the halls. They call it crinkling, after the
What?
noise it makes when they walk around.
Oh.
And yes, some of these diapers are full. The other guests weren't too pleased.
Please don't do that. Why? No. I normally don't shame, but I want to shame here. That doesn't. No. Please don't. What? Like, I mean, in the privacy of your own home, don't care. Don't in public. Do not the diaper. Do not. Please. I feel like I'm finding new limits every second here. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Later on, they're just throwing food and diapers in the gardens and stairwells. They were behaving
Why?
like animals.
One thing that's important.
I was going to say children, but I guess children are animals. That's why I'm not having any. Okay, I'm also infertile, but also gay. There's a lot of reasons and barriers to me having children. Sure, if I wasn't infertile, a lovely trans woman might have the chance to make me a mother. But I lack that ability, so they could try all they want, and they're welcome to try. And nothing will pop out. There will be no children out of this abdomen. What was I talking about? Hey, look, people doing things worse than the things I'm saying. Can you believe it?
They were behaving like animals.
Animals.
One thing that's important.
I get it, yeah.
is that you guys all be really good back to the hotel. You know the elevator buttons?
Yes.
You really don't have to use your foot to push them.
Who
A
was?
few hours later.
Why?
Pants on and stop breaking shit!
But that
Yes.
wasn't the end of it.
There was an incident with diapers being found on people's cars.
The hotel was left in ruins.
Why? Please, there better be an explanation.
4 to 6 weeks later.
The Hilton submitted
okay.
a letter listing all of the reasons Rainfurrest would not be allowed at their venue.
Degeneracy, see above. I feel like this is what happens when people meet me. They're like, I'm sorry, we're never going to talk to you again. Reason 1, degeneracy. Then see above. Honestly, if someone isn't degenerate enough to deal with me, they probably don't show up, Like, I meet them, I'm like, hi, and they're like, ooh, that's too kinky for me. Like, I apparently speak with too much kink in my voice. I'm like a freaking hose out here, just going, hi. Just spraying my kinks all over, Because, hoses have kinks. Did that pun work? Was it really a pun? Was it just my declining mental health coming forward? You, not an O. You get me. Kiss me, women.
From now on,
I got in there. I win.
the hotel damage was more than all of the other cons combined that year. But it wasn't just the damages. Rainfurrest was insured and had over 150 grand in the bank to pay for it all. Rainfurrest was just so toxic that they said, no thank you, take your money elsewhere. But that left them with a rather large problem, because big hotel chains talk.
Oh no.
Hilton talks to Sheraton, talks to Marriott, talks to Holiday Inn, talks to Hyatt.
You think they're competitors, but they're all actually just girlfriends. They're just yapping in the background, sending nudes to each other. Just girl things. Just kissing, telling each other that you love each other, holding hands. Like, that's just what girlfriends do. Do I have weird girlfriends? I do. I wish they were my girlfriends, but not just my friends who are girls. But, They sent me explicit audio clips and images of themselves. Yes. Do I use those for activities of the adult variety? Always. What was the point of this sentence? Who knows? Women. God, I love them. What am I doing? Where am I? Can someone actually please send help? I feel like I keep ending up in the situation where I don't know what's happening anymore. I'm looking at the Hyatt and the hotel. Or the Hilton, not the hotel. Oh yeah, furry cons. No, not furry cons. It was first.
Talks to Best Western, but there's
Best
more.
Western.
Someone
They're
was
the
sending
best.
detailed letters to nearby venues, warning them why they shouldn't host the next Rainfurrest. Soon,
Oh my gosh.
there isn't one hotel in Seattle that has a convention center willing to host them.
No other hotel this side of the state wanted to take us from Seattle to Bellingham.
Oh my gosh.
What's interesting is that the organizers knew who was sending the letters.
These are the things that were talked about in that letter, and you're pretty much the only person who could have known that. Yeah, in my heart of hearts, I know who it is. Lean's motive and opportunity around, and it pisses me off.
In case you missed that, what he's saying is whoever sent the letters was the same person who was putting diapers on these cars.
Why? Wait.
Running low on options, they started to look further outside of the city. They managed to find a venue in Spokane that was willing to give them a shot. But by February, none of that mattered. The diaper-wearing Sabotage had sent out another letter, and Spokane backed out. So
Is this the Zodiac Crapper? Do we need to be calling in the FBI to find out the Zodiac Crapper's real? Do they make... Oh my gosh, are all of their puzzles written in feces? I don't want to be the detective on that case. That sounds like the worst. At that point, you just let them do whatever. If that's their MO, is like leaving like messages in feces, I don't know. You just nuke that entire state and assume that you've got them dealt with and don't have to deal with it. It's just not worth your time. It's not worth... Honestly, even the detective calling in the nuke can just stand there and be like, no, I would rather get hit by this nuclear warhead than freaking follow the freaking Zodiac Crapper.
Rainfurrest 2016 was cancelled.
Who would have thought?
And
Me. I did.
that's
I
the
think a lot.
story of Rainfurrest
Oh, okay, cool.
so far.
Oh.
Unlike DashCon, Rainfurrest is coming back, and
How?
Rainfurrest 2017 promises to be bigger and better than ever.
I wonder how that went.
2017, they're bringing it back! They're bringing it back! Yes! Oh, so many memories! So many memories!
What?
Oops, never mind. As I was editing this, this happened. So it's cancelled forever.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
One last thing.
Oh, hi.
A couple months ago, I made a video called Balloon Boy, The Untold Story. Soon after, Richard Heaney got in touch.
Here it is. All right?
For a follow-up to this story, check out my second channel, Incognito Mode.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll have to do that at some point. Also watch the Balloon Boy video. But yeah, give Internet Historian a follow, give them a subscribe, all that. And come check me out on Twitch. I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And I'll be waiting for you, all my little stars. Until then, have a lovely, lovely day.